Peace is my source.
Peace is my source.
Oh, peace is my power.
Peace is my power.
Peace gives me everything that I need. So I give thanks.
So I give thanks
for all my blessings.
all my blessings.
Peace gives me everything
I
I need. Oh, love is my source.
Love is my source.
Love is my power.
Love is my power.
Love gives me everything that I need.
Let's do that again.
So I give thanks.
So I give thanks
For all my blessings.
for all my blessings.
Love gives me everything I need.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. Here's Jonathan.
Yay! Good morning, everyone. How is everyone? What an amazing day. Are you ready for an amazing experience today? Yes. Good. We have, there's a lot that's on my mind today, so I think you're in for quite a ride, and I'm grateful to every single one of you for joining us here today, bringing your consciousness to this space, allowing yourself to be awash in what we stand for here, which is one thing and one thing only, and that is love. We are here to experience and step into the energy of love, and that's it. That's all I stand for. There is one power, one presence, one infinite resource in this universe. It is the only creative resource there is. It is love. Yes. So let's just take that energy in for just a moment. We are here. We are present. There is nothing that has preceded this moment that has any bearing on who we are right here and right now. There's nothing that we anticipate which is to come, which has any bearing on who we are right here and right now. That's the truth. So let's allow today to be a full present moment experience. What do you say? Yeah. Awesome. So in this present moment, we're going to start off with this great Karen Drucker song. It's where?
I don't know if it is Karen Drucker. We don't know who it is.
That's right. I never know who this is. I always assume it's Karen Drucker. We actually
We're
don't know who this
grateful to
is.
Whoever wrote it.
You'll catch on if you want to stand up and allow yourself to feel the energy of the music. And this is done in two parts. And you can sing whichever part you're comfortable with. They both fit together. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. All right. So here's the way this works. Whichever part one or part two, calls out to you, just sing that. It'll all fit together, I promise. Okay, so you guys sing part one, and I'll sing part two. You can hear how it goes. Here we go. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the One. I am opening up in sweet surrender to
a seat.
It's a good way to start the day. Good way to start the day. I want to say welcome to anyone who's joining us here today for the first time. I'm grateful for you being present with us today. I want to say hello to everyone who's joining us online today as well. And recognize that we know you are here with us. Whether you're here in body, you are definitely here in spirit. And so we're grateful for that connection that has been made through the use of technology. It's a wonderful thing. We're going to start off today, as we do, with wisdom from one of our licensed practitioners here at the center. A licensed practitioner is someone who has taken the time in their own life to study this philosophy and be present. That's really what they are here to do, is they are here to be present in spiritual truth for whomever requires it. And so I invite our licensed practitioners up to share their brand of wisdom every single week, and it's such a joy to be able to do this. The person who is speaking today, do you need this? Yes. Yeah, the person who is speaking today, there's an interesting thing that happened this week for me, and she doesn't know that I'm gonna out her a little bit now. So I'm teaching a new class of practitioners. There are 6 new practitioner students who have just begun their studies about 9 weeks ago. And yeah, I know, it's so exciting. And one of the things that I'm doing is, as I go through the curriculum, I'm going back and looking at parts, because we record all of the classes. So I have access to go look at all these old classes. And and there's an interesting thing that occurs. And this is part, I want to express this partially for the benefit of those who are going through this course of study right now too. There are moments when we doubt. There are moments when we doubt. We all have doubts, right? This is a person who expressed some doubt at about this point in the journey when she was going through the practitioner class. And I want to say now that watching her grow through this doubt, grow and evolve into the way that she has grown into this philosophy, and the way that she has grown into being able to express this philosophy so beautifully, it's an exquisite thing to observe. And I know that she has something wonderful in store for us today. So please welcome to the lectern, Linda Visosky.
Thank you. I love you. Thank you. We won't go into details about my doubt and my fear. Between Helen and Jonathan, I was so ready to say I was done. And I can't imagine. Have you ever been in a place where, thank God, you didn't make a decision that you thought you were going to make? Because I don't know where my life would be if I hadn't continued, just dug a little deeper. So there's times, this is what I'm telling you. There's times in one's life where one has to just go a little deeper. I called Helen and she said to me, "Oh, okay." And of course, that didn't sit well. I was hoping she might have another answer for me, but not so. So needless to say, this is my life. This is my life, and I live it moment by moment. Yes, I screw up, but boy, do I get back on track quickly. So today, well, first of all, I want to thank people online, because I have been in connection, quite honestly, with Michelle Doubt this week. And I bless you for all your support as I put together a power talk today that was really difficult for me. I had planned on Friday to speak of something else that fed my soul. And then Friday happened. And being true to myself, authentically, I thought, that's not going to fly. I need to do this. I need to talk of this. So let me backtrack a bit. Earlier this week, I gathered my thoughts together already, as I am a very organized person, for my power talk. And then this mass shooting happened in Paris on Friday, and everything changed. Everything changed. I felt anger. I'm going to be honest with you here. Anger, fear, sadness, grief fueled my mind. So without hesitation, I had Jonathan in my ear, without saying to me, "Get thee to a practitioner." Because I knew I wasn't in a place that I wanted to be. And it wasn't in truth to who I was. So I called up my dear friend and colleague, Michelle Dalt. He treated for me, and all he said was, "Love, love, love." He stated, "I will not entertain fear or hate, Linda. Today I pray and entertain only love, only light, only peace for my brothers and sisters and their families. Love is always the answer. Thank you, Michelle. So I continued on my day on Saturday, and I spent time in contemplation of our mission statement with the Center of Spiritual Living. I think you may be familiar with it. I'll share it with you. It's love only, forgive everything, and remember who you are. I held those thoughts, that affirmation, very close in my heart for that whole day. Still not able to really put words in paper, this was yesterday, on what I was going to say. So I called Judy, we had a conversation, I spoke to Lena and some other friends, other practitioners, and I looked on the Facebook page, and Dr. Angelellis, I don't know whether any of you know her, but she had a posting that really resonated with me. She said, "What can I do in face of this inexplicable darkness and evil?" Her answer? Keep choosing love. What is the remedy for the way this situation breaks your heart and shakes you to the core of your soul? First, she states, go into prayer to a focused sense of groundedness, to a goodness. And then here's what we can do, love. So she suggested to people online, she said, today, tomorrow, and every day for the next month, reach out to anyone. You can feel a field of love, a connection with your hearts. Reach out. Thank people, appreciate people, honor people, comfort people, hug people, kiss people. In that moment, you are offering the highest healing vibration in the world. I then took some comfort in the words of Ernest Holmes in Science of Mind, Living the Science of Mind. And in his chapter, he talks about love dissolves fear. He quotes, he says, love does not overcome hate and fear by argument or by force, but by a subtle power of transformation, invisible in its essence, but apparent through its act. As light overcomes darkness, as the presence of heat causes the atmosphere of the room to change until it is warm and cozy, so the radiant presence of love and peace dissipates fear, hatred, and confusion. He goes on to say, nothing enters my consciousness but a sense of peace. There is no evil. There is the victor. Love breaks down the iron bars of the thought, shatters the walls of the material belief, severs the chains of bondage which thought has imposed, I like that, and sets its captives free. Love is the answer. And I woke up this morning thinking of that song that Jonathan sings, loves that heals and sets us free. There is only love. So in closing, I'd like to share with you the recent words about Ken Gordon wrote this morning. Let each of us be willing to take the first step forward, peacefully, the first step towards peaceful resolution. Let us be willing to truly listen to the grievances of others and open our hearts to a greater possibility. Let us do what is best for our children. What is best for our children and their children? We lead the way. Let us begin it now. Thank you. So my affirmation today is our beautiful prayer, a mission statement here at the center. And I suggest, honor that each one of you take time in this course of sadness to really ponder these words. I know Jonathan will probably be elaborating on it today. So I'll say it once and then we can repeat it all together twice. If you feel comfortable, put your hands over your heart. Love only. Forgive everything. Remember who you are. Let's say that twice together. Love only. Forgive everything. Remember who you are. One more time. Love only. Forgive everything. Remember who you are. Namaste.
Love only. Forgive everything. Remember who you are. That's all we really need to know. As we step into this, love, this expression of the divine that is present for each and every one of us exactly at our own level of understanding. And there is no need to think there must be more. We are each of us fully embodying the divine right here and right now. For there is nothing but the divine. There is nothing but love. And so we cannot express it any more than we do. So let's resonate with this idea as we send our love to heal and bless this world. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the seas. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the seas. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my joy. I send my joy over the mountains. I send my joy over the sea. I send my joy into the heavens, and it returns to me. So I invite us all to take a breath, relax right where we are, and allow ourselves to be open and receptive to these beautiful words of affirmative prayer from Linda.
As I take a deep breath, I do send my love out into this world. For I trust and I know there is only love. There is only peace. There is only joy. There is only wisdom. I trust and I know that we are each divinely guided as one with the divine. We are perfect, whole, and complete as we are. We are no longer conditioned by old conditioning. We're conditioned by the truth of who we are. We are love. We are light. We are spirit. We are God. And as I breathe into this knowing, I stand and I know that I'm guided, I'm guarded, and protected at all times. At all times. With this wisdom, with this truth, for this is who I am. And I speak these words for each and every person here today. I do send my love out over the ocean, and with deep feelings and rivers of gratitude for this center, gratitude for this community, gratitude for the peace and the knowing of who I am and who we are. We are love. We are peace. We are joy. We are one. So with this open, grateful heart, I release these words to the law that only knows to say yes. I release, I let go, I let it be so. And together we say, and so it is.
Let's send our light. Here we go. I send my light over the mountains. I send my light over the seas. I send my light into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my peace. I send my peace over the mountains. I send my peace over the seas. I send my peace into the heavens, and it returns to me. Thank you. I'm actually going to invite you to stay up here for a moment. About 2 minutes before the service started, I decided I was going to do something that was out of the ordinary, that was a response, a reaction to the events. I need to set this down. I actually do think I will need this. That is a response to the reaction, or it is a reaction to what has occurred, and I'm grateful that you brought it up. It is something I'm going to be addressing today. One of the greatest things that we can do is understand that we, right here and right now, can know something more deeply about what has occurred, and therefore heal. And so none of them are expecting me to do this, but I'm going to invite all the practitioners to please come forward. And they don't know what I'm going to do either. And the band is not aware that I was going to do this either. Nobody knows that I was going to do this, except Robert, because I had to give him a little fair warning. What I'm going to do, thank you, Judy, is I'm going to invite the practitioners to lead us in a chamber of prayer. And what this is, I'm going to just invite us all to be receptive and open to what is about to occur. So you all know what a chamber of prayer is, yes? Okay, see, I have not done my job in educating them very well. No, it's easy. Basically what we're going to do is we're all going to affirm love, peace, light, and joy for Paris. We're all going to do prayer in our own time and our own expression right here and right now. And I just invite you to be awash with this energy as it occurs, okay? So, right here, right now, I recognize and know that there is a power presence in us. There's only one. There's only one energy. One love.
Everywhere present, or this is what it is.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. The brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one.
Thank you. And thank you. There is something deeper to be known in all of this. I don't know what it is. I won't claim to know what it is right here and right now, but I'm open to knowing. I am open to the perfection of the divine in this entire experience. I'm open to recognizing it and living it. I am open. Right here and right now, I am open. The divine always has something in store. And so I will tell you about my experience over the last couple days and the journey that I've been on, which is one of grief, one of fear, one of love, one of deepening my understanding of embodying this principle of love only, forgive everything, and remember who you are, more and more and more. Because at the end of the day, for me, that is what heals. That's it. Love, forgiveness, and remembering who we are. So Friday, I sent an email out with this talk title, The One Act. And it is it actually was related to a different song that we were going to do as the feature today. And then Friday happens, and on Saturday, I start texting with Tanis and saying, I think we started having this conversation about the music doesn't seem appropriate today. Let's look at what the lineup is, and let's really figure out how we want to move forward and be clear that this is a time where we can all, as a community, come to a place of healing and understanding. These types of events that occur happen far too frequently. That's my first reaction. And it is one of the most difficult things to do as a spiritual leader, as a spiritual director, to stand up in front of you as you all look perhaps on some level for an answer to why do these types of things occur? Because that's typically what we go to. Why did this happen? Why? I can't answer that. I can't answer that. It's one of those things that comes up in class a lot. If we believe, and this is what we teach, if we believe that there is only good, if we believe that there is only love, if we believe that there is only a constructive, forward-moving, evolving energy, why do things like this happen? And I am struck with my experience before I was in this philosophy, before I understood anything about this philosophy, before I came to this philosophy. I had just moved away from New York in the year 2000 and had lived several years there, and then, a year later, 9/11 happened. And they're calling what's happened in Paris is 9/11. That's how it's being referred to now. It is that large an event in the context of our civilization on this planet. And yet, I actually have some issue with that. I take issue with that. One of the things, so the divine did not allow me to actually bring up any facts today. Because I woke up this morning, I sat down and I thought to myself, I wonder how many terrorist acts there have been in the last month and a half, basically from the beginning of October, worldwide, how many terrorist acts there have been that we don't even hear about. We are deeply affected by what's happened in Paris because we feel a connection with Paris, because Paris represents something that we experience. We live in a first world experience. We live in a large city, and so we feel that connection to that. If you take Paris out of the equation, in the last 45 days, over 1,000 people have been killed through bombings in this world that we know of. Why do we not hear about these things? Why do we not come to that place of deep understanding about these things? Is it because the majority of them happen in North Africa and the Middle East, and we don't necessarily resonate with those communities the way we resonate with Paris? That's the question that I have to ask myself. And I'm not here to bring anybody down. I just want to be very clear. I'm not here to say we need to think something differently. No. What I think we need to open ourselves up to is if we truly believe that love is the healing power of this universe, then we must stand firmly in that at all times without fail. And when we recognize and see something in the news, not turn a blind eye to it. These are the facts that I looked up today that I can't bring up. I actually was going to say, and this many people in Egypt, and this many people in Syria, and this many people in Baghdad. And the facts don't matter. The facts don't matter. That's why the divine mind, this universal mind, did not allow me to actually pull up those facts when I got here today. Technology. I typed it all out on my computer. It was supposed to sync with my phone. It didn't happen. And I'm a technophile. I'm really good with technology. So for me to not have those things, it's a pretty big deal for me. So that's the first thing I wanted to bring up is to step into this understanding that we are a community of healers. That's why it was really important for me, and I'm grateful to all the practitioners. One of the things about practitioners, we call our practitioners consciousness on demand. And I got a lot of pushback early on in the class with this particular group of practitioners, just because they were like, wow, on demand, and like, well, really? Like on demand? And I said, yes, we are consciousness on demand. Whenever it is required, we step into the consciousness of pure spirit. We step into the consciousness of spiritual truth and love. Love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. That's what these practitioners, these licensed practitioners, have committed themselves to. And over the course of that 2 years of study, they came to that deeper realization of what consciousness on demand truly means. Consciousness on demand means that we are each of us present to our own lives first and foremost at all times. And so when we are called upon, we are present and available to step into healing consciousness for this entire world. And so I'm going to invite this entire community to begin to consider themselves consciousness on demand. Because it's not just licensed practitioners who have this connection. We're all part of it. We're all part of this universal thing. It is infinite, and so there is no place where it is not. You are the divine embodied, right here and right now. And so what you are thinking, what you are feeling, what you believe, this is all showing up as a perfect expression of life by means of you. And so to be consciousness on demand is to say, I refuse to lower myself to a vibration that does not serve this world. I step now into the higher vibration. I step now into the vibration of love. I step now into the expression of life and trust in only life, for that's all there is. Life, light, love, peace, power, beauty, joy. These are the attributes of the divine. And so these are attributes of the self. We cannot afford to think anything less. We cannot afford to step into the expression of anything less. And it took me a while, I will admit. It took me a while to get onto this whole discussion of these attributes as vibrational energies. And that there were low vibrations and high vibrations. But that's just the nature of the universe. There are low vibrations and there are high vibrations. And we are miraculous in that we get to choose the vibratory level at which we experience life. Why would we choose anything less than? I fear, this is one of the other things that I went through this weekend, I fear the response. The president of France basically came on television and said, we're going to war, that we're going to retaliate. This is the plan. And I fear this response because it only begets more of the same. So what do we do? What can we in this room do? What can those of you who are watching us online, what can we as a community do? What is ours to do in this circumstance? What was that? Love and forgive. And remember who we are. That's it. Love only. Forgive everything. Remember who you are. In remembering who we are, it takes us to that place of understanding that we are all one. And that is one of the core foundations of this philosophy. There is one power, one presence, only one. The thing itself. It goes by many names. I refer to it as divine source, the infinite creative resource. I call it God, I call it love. But there is only one. This one is infused in and expressing as all things. There is no separation. There is no separation. We perceive separation because I can perceive that I am separate from Linda. But when I truly look in Linda's eyes and I make an energetic connection with Linda, I know that we are one. We cannot afford to think of anyone, even the perpetrators of this atrocity, as anything other than a divine expression, that's hard for people. That's really hard for people. Because if we understand our divinity, how can we possibly do such a thing? The truth is, the capacity is within each and every one of us. That's a hard thing to accept. The capacity for this is within each and every one of us. One of the things that I'm grateful for is seeing the vibrational level of this planet rise. And I think we are on a journey towards elevation and evolution for this entire planet. I believe, this is my personal belief, I'm not stating something that, I suspect the Centers for Spiritual Living, the organization, the box, would support this, but I believe that we, in this room, in this community, and in the larger community, are at the forefront of this evolutionary change. Because we have decided to be present and to go deeper into our understanding of what it is to be divine. We take the time in our lives to experience our divinity. Part of that is showing up here on a Sunday. That's part of it. But I know that each and every one of us, as we have involved ourselves in this philosophy, we step away from this we step away from these rooms on Sundays and we take it into the world. I'm trusting that's what's happening. So we are at the forefront of evolutionary shift on this planet. This very, very small planet, a speck of dust in the universe. Emerson wrote this: "There is no great and no small to the soul that maketh all. And where it cometh, all things are." We perceive ourselves as being, well, maybe we don't. But there's a perception when you step back far enough from this planet that it is a speck of dust. That's what I just brought up. It's a speck of dust in the grand scheme of the universal. 13.5 billion years of expansion. This universe has been growing and growing and growing. And we're hardly noticeable within the grander scheme of things. And yet that is how we experience this life in form. The truth is, each and every one of us touches everything that exists in this entire universe. When we recognize our greatness, when we recognize, this is the remember who we are part of it, when we recognize that we are expansive beyond our knowledge, when we recognize that the energy that we are, that makes up this physical being, when we recognize that that energy is the same energy that has created the stars and the galaxies and everything that exists, it's all the same thing. When we step into that knowing, we cannot help but step into the understanding that we're all love embodied. And as I look upon the faces of each and every person in this room, I see one thing and one thing only, and that is love. God. I see God. It's a hot button word for a lot of people. When we see God, we step into that place of healing. There's this great quote that's resurfaced in light of what's happened. I suspect you may recognize it. I'll start off by, I'll see if you know who it is. Here's the quote. "When I was a boy and I would see scary things in the news, my mother would say to me, 'Look for the helpers. You will always find people who are helping.'" There's Mr. Rogers. Talk about a brilliant expression of love, a brilliant expression of God. You know, I grew up with Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers was a very important part of my life. And the degree to which he brought, in his own unique way, a spiritual sensibility to all children who were infused in that, I think is magnificent. Without ever stepping into, calling it anything other than, let's step into love. Let's step into loving our neighbor. That's why I love that it was a neighborhood. It was a community. And when we expand that metaphor of neighborhood and community to the greater neighborhood and community, which is this planet we live on, we must love our neighbor. As we become deeper expressions of love, that high vibration resonates and translates itself to other people that we encounter. They cannot help but begin to resonate at that frequency. Do you know, if you're resonating at a low frequency, if something is resonating at a low frequency and you engage a higher frequency, that resonance will begin to match the higher frequency? This is the capacity that we have to affect the world around us, to allow ourselves only to resonate at that higher frequency, that higher vibration of love. It is the one act. See? I'm able to bring in the title, even though it was not my initial thought. It is the one act that we can do. Love. Resonate at a higher frequency. That's it. This is how we begin to heal the world. And so I call upon us, and I'm going to make a slightly, yes, no. My mother, my father. I'm going to call upon each and every one of us to step into what we can do. And I'm going to encourage each of us to contact political leaders because we have a voice. And we must use this voice to say, we recognize what has occurred. The only way to stop it is love. Let people know. Pass this word along. The only way to stop terrorism is to love. That's it. And that's my message today. Namaste. I'm going to invite you to take out your contribution, your investment in the center, your financial, the money. I'm going to invite you to take out your money. You know what? It's a funny thing because for so many ministers, it's a touchy subject because, you know, there is that moment of going, oh my gosh, this is the point where we do the offering. But I choose not to live in that fear. A lot of ministers won't say the word money. You know what? Money is a tool. Money is simply energy. Money is divine energy that allows this center to stand for what I just spoke about in this world. And I invite you to contribute at the level of your comfort without a feeling of obligation. Give because you want to give. Give out of love in support of what it is we stand for here in this center. I trust and know that this money is used for the highest benefit of every single person that crosses our threshold, and we take this into the world, and as we give, so we receive, is that wonderful circulation. And life is just that, a circulation of love and light and life. This is simply a reflection of that. So as the baskets go around, we're going to sing, I Am So Blessed. I invite you to stand up if you like.
1, 2, 3.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I'm so grateful for all that blessed.
Go to John.
We are so blessed. We're so grateful, grateful, grateful. We're so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so grateful. So blessed, we are so blessed. We're so grateful, grateful, grateful. We're so blessed.
Moment, we are so blessed. For I trust and I know that money is God in action. As we give, we receive. As we receive, we give. I'm so grateful for this beautiful community. I'm so grateful for our board, for the leadership of Jonathan and our president, Helen. We are so blessed. Blessed for each and every person here today. We are so blessed. So I release these words to the law. I release, I let go, and I know it is so. And together we say, and so it is.
Here we go, one more time. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so grateful for all that we have. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. We're so grateful, 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 grateful. We are so blessed.
All right. So I want to let everyone know we actually have an open house this week, open house event. The Leslieville Wanderlust is a community event that's happening, and I'm going to invite you all to join us on Thursday night, 6 to 9. We're going to have an open house here. We're going to be serving hot chocolate and balloons and fun stuff. And then also next Sunday, while we're in service, there's going to be more open house events. So there's going to be gallery crawls and all kinds of things, but we're going to basically be open all day next Sunday as well to be available to the community so they can come in and check out who we are and what we have to offer. And I invite you all to show up and party with us a little bit. I'm not exactly sure what more than that there is. I was actually thinking about coming and sing if the band wanted to, come in and noodle, but I won't force you to. Because they have to be forced to play music. This is what I've discovered. Yeah. I want to remind everyone that we are in the midst of our stewardship campaign. If you are interested in becoming a contributor to this center on a regular basis and make a commitment to what you are willing to give in 2016, our next fiscal year, it helps us make wise choices in terms of how the monies that come into this center are used, because we know what we can expect. There are forms out there that you can check out. Check out the bookstore. We have a great guest vendor today. Barb is here and has wonderful, wonderful jewelry. Really, really exquisite. Also, one of the things that I want to let you know, we are open during the week now. This is a kind of a new thing. We've decided to open our bookstore, our gift shop, whatever we're calling it these days, to the community throughout the week, and it's actually been working out really well. So we have posted hours now where people can come in throughout the week and look for inspiration off of our shelves. So there's that. Also, continuing meditation Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. every single week. And we're about to announce all the classes that are going to be coming up in the new year as well, because we're just about wrapped up with the classes that we have currently ongoing. So there we are. How are y'all feeling? Yes. Yeah. I just want to, as we go into this, as we go into our benediction, as we go into our final moments, this is a song we introduced, a couple months ago now, and we have not done it since then. And it was one of the questionable, well, it's funny because it was questioned as, should we sing the song today? And I said, absolutely. This song is a call to each and every one of us for how we can show up in this world.
Every morning, the light keeps getting brighter as I wake up to the truth. And every day, I'm feeling so much lighter, and the world seems fresh and new. What I was taught and the way that I thought stopped serving me long ago. Now I'm learning to trust in the God of all of us. Each day I start anew, and so I'm walking away from the thinking that held me for so long. Today is the day I walk away. I'm walking away from the path that led me to confusion. Today is the day I walk away. Today is the day I walk away.
And so right here, right now, I claim for each and every one of us that we allow ourselves to walk away from anything that no longer serves the highest vibration. For we are the infinite embodied right here and right now. We are pure individualized expressions of this infinite spirit, this infinite universal mind. We are each of us love embodied. And so I step into this understanding, knowing that my thoughts create my reality. And as I create my reality based on this higher vibration, I affect every single person around me. For I invite them all through my expression and my example to raise their own vibration, trusting that it is so at all times. I trust in this expression for this entire community. We are the good we seek. So I step into love, light, life, peace, power, beauty, joy, wisdom, and harmony. I trust that all is well. I step away from any circumstance and know the spiritual truth is love only. I step into that place of forgiveness. And I do this remembering who I am. And I call upon each and every one of us to remember who we are in this moment and at every moment. I am grateful for this understanding, and I am grateful for the teaching that has allowed me to step solidly into deeper awareness. I live in faith and love. I'm grateful for everyone who has stepped into service today to make this a possibility, to spread this message of light and love. I'm grateful to Helen, our board member on duty today, Lori for setting up, Carol for cleaning up. I'm grateful to our greeter, Lynette. I'm grateful for Nick in the bookstore, Robert on sound, Jim on our webcast, and I'm grateful to our guest vendor, Barb. I'm grateful to Helen for leading that beautiful meditation this morning. I'm eternally grateful to the wisdom of Linda Visosky. Grateful for who she is and how she shows up in this world. I'm grateful for the entire Queen Street Band and the way they raise vibration through music. And I'm grateful for every single person here, every single person watching. I am grateful for this community. I step into the unfoldment of life free of any idea of what I think it should be, and I trust in its perfect unfoldment. Stepping into this, I release, I let go, and I allow, as together we say, and so it is.
Every morning brings a new beginning, by grace another day to be. I awaken to the sun upon me shining, lighting the way for me to see. Things that I sought and the way that I thought stopped serving me long ago. Now I'm learning to trust in the God of all of us. Of yesterday I'm letting go. I'm walking away from the thinking that held me for so long. Today is the day I walk away. I'm walking away from the path that led me to confusion. Today is the day I walk away. I'm walking away from the less than that held me for so long. Today is the day I walk away. I'm walking away from the past that led me to such sadness. Today is the day I walk away. Every day I walk away. Today is the day I walk away.
And so it is. We're going to end the day with I Can See Clearly Now. And let us take this into the world with clarity of sight, clarity of vision, and clarity of love in our lives.
I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. I think I can make it now, the rain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is the rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna look all around, there's nothing but blue skies. Look straight ahead, there's nothing but blue skies.
gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day.
Have a great, bright, sunshiny week, everyone.